Good morning, my fellow aspirants, and welcome to Excellency IAS. In Excellency IAS, we are now doing 8,000 plus powerful MCQs. So today we have brought some more MCQs for you. So let's start our today's session with our question number 1. So this is the question number 1. Our question number 1 is, Lanakla Pass connect which of the following? Number 1, Leh to Ladakh. Number 2, Akshay Chin to Ladakh. Number 3, Leh to Lhasa. And number 4, Akshay Chin to Lhasa. लनकला जो पास है वो किन दो रीजन्स को कनेक्ट करता है? ओके, सो द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज दैट द लनकला पास कनेक्ट्स अक्सई चिन टू लहासा. ओके, सो द ऑप्शन नंबर 4 इज करेक्ट. So the correct answer is option number 4, that Lanakla Pass connect Aksai Chin to Lhasa. Okay. Now come to question number 2. So our question number 2 is, consider the following. Okay. In one side the drainage pattern is given and in the other side the location of the drainage pattern is given. So you have to identify that which of the drainage pattern mentioned above is correct. Okay. So in one side, now number 1 is dendritic and Himalayas. In number 2, trellis and Ganga plain. Number 3, radial and Amarkantak. And in number 4, centripetal and Rajasthan. So you have to identify that which of the following pair is correct. So the answer of this question is that the radial and Amarkantak and centripetal and Rajasthan are the correct pairs. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option B, that only 2 pairs are correct. So in this question the 2 pairs are correct only, that radial and Amarkantak and centripetal and Rajasthan. Okay. Now come to question number 3. So question number 3 is, drainage pattern depends upon which of the following factors? Okay. Number 1 is amount of water flow. Number 2 is periodicity of flow. Number 3 is slope. So choose the correct option. Option A is only 1. Option B is only 2. Option C is only 3. And option 4 is none. So you have to identify that which of the drainage patterns depend upon the following factors. Okay. So there are 3 factors given, and which are the factors responsible for the drainage pattern? So amount of water flow, periodicity of flow, slope. So the correct answer of this question is all 4, that all the 3 factors mentioned above are responsible for drainage pattern. So all 3 are correct. So the correct answer is option C. Okay. Now come to next question. So this is the next question, students. Question number 4. So our question number 4 is, which of the following is the largest tributary of Indus river? इन सभी रिवर्स में से रिवर इंदस की सबसे लार्जेस्ट ट्रिब्यूटरी कौन सी है? ओके, सो द ऑप्शंस आर, ऑप्शन ए इज ब्यास रिवर, ऑप्शन बी इज चेनाब रिवर, ऑप्शन सी इज झेलम रिवर, ऑप्शन 4 इज सतलुज रिवर. ओके, सो यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट in between these 2 rivers, which river is the largest tributary of river Indus? Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option 2, Chenab river. That Chenab is the largest tributary of river Indus. Okay. So option B is correct. Now come to next question, question number 5. So this is question number 5, students. So our question number 5 is, Global Gender Gap Index is published by number 1 World Bank, number 2 UNDP, number 3 World Economic Forum, and number 4 OECD. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is option C, World Economic Forum. Okay. The correct answer is option C. Now come to next question, question number 6. So this is the question number 6. So question number 6 is, headquarter of International Energy Agency is located, number 1 Switzerland, number 2 Philippines, number 3 Paris, and number 4 Israel. So the headquarter of International Energy Agency is located at Paris. So the correct answer is Paris. So option 3 is correct. Okay. Now come to question number 7. Question number 7 is, which of the following is not a member of G7? Number 1 Germany, number 2 Japan, number 3 India, number 4 Canada. So there are 4 countries given here and you have to identify that in between these 4 countries which country is not the member of G7. Okay, it means कि आपको ये 4 countries में से कौन सी country जो है वो G7 की member नहीं है. So the country which is not the member of G7 is India. Okay, so the correct answer is option 3, India. India is not the member of G7. Okay. Now come to next question. So this is the next question, question number 8. Okay. So question number 8 is, recently term airshed is in news. What is the meaning of airshed approach? Okay. The option 1 is cluster based approach. Option B is top down approach. Option C is regional approach, and option D is focus on cyber security. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option C, regional approach. So this is the correct answer. Now come to next question, question number 9. So this is the question number 9, students. So question number 9 is, recently term fentanyl is in use. What is fentanyl? The options are given here. Option 1 is, it is a drug. Option B is, it is a polymer. Option C is, it is a detergent. And option D is, it is a plastic. Okay. So the term fentanyl in use has been currently used for a type of drug. Okay. So option 1 is correct, that fentanyl is a type of drug. So option 1 is correct. Now come to the next question. So this is the next question. Question number 10, that International Yoga Day is celebrated on which day? Number 1 June 21, number 2 September 22, number 3 December 21, and number 4 March 2023, and number 4 March 23. So the International Yoga Day is celebrated on June 21. Okay. So on June 21 we celebrate it as International Yoga Day. So the correct answer is option 1. Now come to next question. So this is the next question, question number 11. Okay. So question number 11 is, consider the following statements. Pursuant to the report of H.N. Sanyal Committee to the Contempt of Courts Act 1971 was passed. And the statement 2 is, the Constitution of India empowers the Supreme Court and the High Courts to punish for contempt of themselves. Number 3 is the Constitution of India defines the civil contempt and criminal contempt. And the last statement, number 4, is in India, the Parliament is vested with the powers to make laws on contempt of court. So यहाँ पर आपको 4 ऑप्शंस दिए गए हैं और आपको इन चारों ऑप्शंस को कंसिडर करना है और ये बताना है कि इसमें से कौन से जो ऑप्शंस है वो करेक्ट है. ओके, सो विच ऑफ द गिवन स्टेटमेंट्स इज अबव आर करेक्ट? सो ऑप्शन ए इज 1 and 2 only. Option B is 1, 2 and 4 only. Option C is 3 and 4 only. And option D is 3 only. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option B, that 1, 2 and 4 are the correct statements and the statement 3 is wrong. Okay. Now come to next question. Question number 12. So this is the question number 12. With reference to India, consider the following statements. The statement 1 is, government law officers and legal firms are recognized as advocates, but corporate lawyers and patent attorneys are excluded from recognition as advocates. And number 2 is, bar councils have the power to lay down the rulers relating to legal education and recognition of law colleges. So these are the 2 statements given us. And we have to identify that which of the following statement is correct. So option A is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option 3 is both 1 and 2, and option D is neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer of this question is option B, 2 only. That the option number 2 given above is correct. Okay. And option number 1 is not correct. So the correct answer is option 2. Now come to next question. So this is the another question which is of same type of statement based questions. Okay. So consider the following statements. Number 1, a bill amending the constitution requires a prior recommendation of the President of India. Okay. And statement 2 is, when a constitution amendment bill passed and presented to the President of India, it is obligatory for the President of India to give his/her assent. And statement number 3 is, a constitution amendment bill must be passed by both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and by a special majority, and there is no special provision for joint sitting. So these are the 3 statements given us. So we have to identify that which of the following statements are correct. So option A is 1 and 2 only, option B is 2 and 3 only, option number C is 1 and 3 only, and option number D is 1, 2 and 3. So students, the correct answer of this question is option number B, that the statement 2 and 3 are correct, but the statement 1 is not correct. It is wrong. This statement is wrong. Okay. Now come to the next question. Question number 14. So this is the question number 14. So our question number 14 is, consider the following statements. Okay. So what statement number 1 says? So the statement number 1 is, the Constitution of India classifies the ministers into 4 ranks: cabinet ministers, minister of state with independent charge, minister of state and deputy minister. Okay. So this is our statement number 1, and our statement number 2 is, the total number of ministers in the union government, including the Prime Minister, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members in the Lok Sabha. Okay. So in this question you have to take a notice of 15%, that it should not exceed the 15%. That it should not exceed the 15%. Okay. So the statements given above are correct or not correct. You have to again identify it. Okay. So which of the statements given above are correct? Option A is 1 only. Option B is 2 only. Option C is both 1 and 2. And option D is neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer of this question is option B, 2 only. That both the statement given above are correct. So the correct answer is option number 2. Now come to question number 15. Okay. So this is our question number 15. So question number 15 is, which of the following are the exclusive powers of Rajya Sabha? So question number 15 is, which of the following are the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? Number 1, to ratify the declaration of emergency. Number 2, to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers. And number 3, to impeach the President of India. Okay. So these are the 3 statements which has given to us. And now come to the other statement. So you have to identify that among the following 3 statements, which of the statement is correct. Okay. So option A is 1 and 2, option B 2 only, option 3 1 and 3, and option D is 3 only. So the correct answer of this question is option number 2, that only 2 statements are correct. Okay. Now come to next question, question number 16. So this is the question number 16. So question number 16 is, with reference to anti-defection law in India, consider the following statements. Number 1, the law specifies that a nominated legislator cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed to the house. Okay. So this you have to notice that many of the people, when they read very fastly, they did not took a notice to these words. They will mistake. Okay. So now come to the next question. That the law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has not to decide a defection case. So these are the 2 statements. ये 2 statements हैं जो हमें दिए गए हैं और हमें ये पता करना है कि इसमें से कौन से statements जो है वो सही है. Okay. So which of the statements given above are correct? Number 1, 1 only. Number 2, 2 only. Number 3, both 1 and 2. And number 4, neither 1 nor 2. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option number B, number 2 only. That the only second statement is correct. Okay. That the law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has to decide a defection case. So this is the correct statement, and the statement number 1 is not correct, it is wrong. Okay. Now come to next question, question number 17. So this is the question number 17. So question number 17 is, consider the following statements. Okay. And what statement number 1 says that Attorney General of India and Solicitor General of India are the only officers of the government who are allowed to participate in the meetings of Parliament of India. Okay. And statement number 2 is, according to the Constitution of India, the Attorney General of India submits his resignation when the government which appointed him resigns. So which of the following statements mentioned above are correct? So option 1 is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option C is both 1 and 2, and option D is neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer of this question is option D, neither 1 nor 2. that both these statements are not correct. So the correct answer is option D. Okay. Now come to the next question. So this is the next question. I think students, we have solved so many questions of statement type. So now this is the question which you have to solve with yourself. Okay. ये क्वेश्चन आप लोग खुद से सॉल्व करेंगे और इसके आंसर्स आप लोग कमेंट सेक्शन में मुझे बताएंगे. So what is the question? Question number 18 is, with reference to the writs issued by the courts in India, consider the following statements. Okay. So statement number 1 is, mandamus will not lie against a private organization unless it is instructed with a public duty. Okay. And statement number 2 is, mandamus will not lie against a company even though it may be government company. And statement number 3 is, any public minded person can be a petitioner to move the court to obtain the writ of quo warranto. Okay. And which of the following statements above are correct? So option 1 is 1 and 2 only, option B is 2 and 3 only, option C is 1 and 3 only, and option D is 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option C, that 1 and 3 only are correct, but the statement number 2 is false. So the correct answer is option C. Okay. Now come to the next question, question number 19. So this is the question number 19. So question number 19 is, with reference to Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. Okay. So here there are 4 statements given to us. So we will read statement one by one. So statement number 1 is, as per the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha, the election of Deputy Speaker shall be held in state. So statement number 1 is, as per the rules of procedure and conduct business in Lok Sabha, the election of Deputy Speaker shall be on such date as the Speaker may fix. Okay. And statement number 2 is, there is a mandatory provision that the election of a candidate as Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the principal opposition party or the ruling party. And statement number 3 is, the Deputy Speaker has the same power as the Speaker when presiding over the sitting of the House, and no appeal lies against his rulings. And our statement number 4 is, the well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of Deputy Speaker is that the motion is moved by the Speaker and duly seconded by the Prime Minister. तो ये हमें यहाँ पे 4 स्टेटमेंट्स दिए गए हैं और हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि इसमें से कौन से जो स्टेटमेंट्स है वो करेक्ट है. सो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स गिवन अबव आर करेक्ट? सो ऑप्शन ए इज 1 and 3 only, option B is 1, 2 and 3, option C is 3 and 4 only, and option D is 2 and 4. So the correct answer of this question is option A, that the statement 1 and statement 3 are correct, but the statement 2 and statement 4 are not correct. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. Now come to next question. So this is the next question, question number 20. Okay. So if a particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statement best reflect the consequence of it? So there are 4 statements again given to us. So the statement is, option A is, this would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. Number B is, this would create a local self-governing body in that area. Number 3 is, this would convert that area into a union territory. And number 4 is, the state having such areas would be declared a special category state. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option A, that this would prevent the land transfer of tribal people to the non-tribal people. Okay. So option number A is correct. Now come to the next question. Question number 21. That who was the founder of the Agra city? Okay. So the option A is Firoz Tughlaq. Option B is Alauddin Khilji. Option number C is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Option number D is more than one. And option number E is none of the above. So who was the founder of the Agra city? Agra city के founder कौन है? So the correct answer of this question is option number E, none of the above. Okay. So actually the founder of the Agra city was Sultan Sikandar Lodi. Okay. It was Sultan Sikandar Lodi who was the founder of the Agra city. And now come to the next question. That who was not the 9 jewels of Akbar's court? Option A is Tansen. Option B is Todarmal. Option C is Khusrau. Option D is more than one. And option E is none of the above. So the correct answer of this question is option C, Khusrau. That Khusrau was not the 9 jewels of Akbar's court. Okay. So option number 3 is correct. Now come to the next question. Question number 23. So our question number 23 is, who commissioned the white marble construction of Sheikh Salim Chishti Dargah? Option A is Akbar. Option B is Babur. Option C is Aurangzeb. Option D is more than one. And option E is none of the above. So the correct answer of this question is option A, Akbar. So option A is correct. Now come to the next question, question number 25. So our question number 25 is, his great grandfather had written an account of many animals, plants and people, but had not ordered the painters to make pictures of them. Okay. So option A is Babur Humayun. Option B is Babur Jahangir. Option C is Humayun Shah Jahan. Option 4 is Akbar Jahangir. And option 5 is Jahangir and Aurangzeb. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is option B, Babur and Jahangir. Okay. That Babur and Jahangir had not ordered the painters to make pictures of them. Okay. So the correct answer is option number 2, Babur and Jahangir. So these are the questions which we have solved in our today's class. So we hope that you have enjoyed our class and your preparations are going well with us. So please like, subscribe our channel and press the bell icon on. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.